I've got 3 questions here, all about the National. So I'm going to answer them. The editor of the National, Callum Baird, is right up the back there, and if you'll notice, he's been sitting there all night doing absolutely nothing for his money. But nevertheless, I'm going to answer these ones for him, because I think we probably disagree, and I've got the microphone. The 3 questions are, any plans for a Sunday National? Very quickly, no. There already is a Sunday National. It's called the Sunday Herald. And I don't think we want to produce another paper to compete with that. What should we make of Newsquest journalists on Twitter? Are they mostly still doing a part of their day job, or are they expressing a personal opinion within limits? Well, yeah, they're expressing a personal opinion, often on Twitter, because that's what people do on Twitter, and journalists have opinions, and they can, I think, express opinions and hold opinions and still do journalism. I would say I would do unbiased journalism, but I don't think you'd accept that. But there is bias everywhere in the world, and there's bias in journalism as well. So I think that is understood. I think mainstream media, I know what people think about mainstream media, but I think there is still a place in mainstream media for good, impassioned journalism, and there are still examples of impassioned journalism in mainstream media. The fact that it may not chime with your particular views doesn't make it any less impassioned or any less worth reading. I think there's a problem in Scotland, clearly, that there are so few newspapers, well, in fact, there are only 2 newspapers that support the proposition of independence. I think that's a strange position for the country to be in, but that's the way it is. And I don't think stopping journalists expressing a view on Twitter is going to help that or change that. Now, this is a confusing one and difficult. Does the existence of the National within the Newsquest stable encourage the Herald, which I presume the Daily Herald, to take a more anti-independence line, knowing that group revenues will be safe, I guess, in view of money being brought in by the National? It's kind of hard to say this without people laughing or not believing it, but what is absolutely true is that editors in the Herald and Times don't take decisions totally based on commercial considerations. When we at the Sunday Herald decided to support independence, we clearly looked at some of the consequences that might cause. We looked to see whether or not we thought advertisers would leave us, whether we thought readers would leave us, because strangely we quite like to eat at the end of the day, and if we didn't have bringing any money in, then that would be a problem for us. But nevertheless, we didn't decide let's support independence because that will increase our circulation or make us more money. We believed in the prospect of independence. We believed that the paper should embrace that, and we looked at the different arguments around the commercial arguments around doing it, but we didn't do it for commercial reasons. Actually, what happened in Sunday Herald, commercially we didn't lose any advertisers. We put on circulation, and that is why the Herald and Times group decided to launch the National, which was, for me, a total surprise. I'd been talking to my boss about it, but I didn't pitch it because I didn't think for a second that Newsquest would agree to launch a daily newspaper supporting anything, far less independence for Scotland, but they did. And that was a great thing for them to do. It was a great experience for us to be involved with. Again, though, they did it. Clearly, they did it because they thought there was a market for it, because you didn't do anything that you don't think there was a market for. But it was done. But from my point of view, I supported independence. The people who wrote for the National and that we recruited for the National support Scottish independence. So we did it from a place of support for the proposition and not from a place of let's make money from it. People find that difficult to believe because they think that an organisation like Newsquest is driven entirely by commercial considerations. That's not actually true. If it were true, what you'd be arguing, and in fact what I guess is underlying this suggestion of it, the question is that the company should sit down and say to the editors, you know what, you should do this for commercial reasons, you should support this proposition, you should take this line for this commercial reason. That couldn't happen, and it wouldn't be a good thing to happen. So I don't think, if somebody's suggesting that the Herald there is a meeting where the Herald decides, or the management decides what line the Herald should take, it doesn't happen. It's really impossible to imagine journalists taking direction in that way. Getting journalists to agree on anything is pretty much impossible. Getting them to agree to taking a management line is just impossible to imagine. There is a greater debate to be had on the sort of the monetization or the commercialisation of journalism in Scotland. That is a far larger one to be had, because there's a problem with most newspapers in Scotland in terms of the ad revenue, which is not coming in, the circulation which is going online, and how you fund proper investigative journalism in print and online.